Hello guys. A lot of you guys have maybe experienced in the past some orders that are not filled or partially filled. It means you ask for 500 shares and then you get 200 shares and you don't understand why you don't get the other 300. Sometimes when you sell a stock, it will not be sold. Okay, there is other problems. Sometimes when you use other order, you sell, but the execution is so bad, but you don't know why. Okay, so in this video we try just to speak about orders, and I will tell you some hints or some solutions to these problems. So let's begin with these orders. Okay, now the first one I want to speak about is, okay, not filled at all. An order that it is not filled. No, not filled, it has reasons. Okay, so let's say you put a limit order, okay, an example, limit order to buy a stock, and you see the ask. Okay, the ask is $20.01. So, and then you submit the order, and it is not filled because you will see that the order is still there. Okay, it's still what we call open. It means it is still there in your broker account, but it didn't fill. Okay, it says not filled. So what can be the cause of this problem? Now the cause of this problem, sometimes you take too much time, putting how many shares you want to let's say to buy here. Okay, here we are speaking about buy. Okay, you put the shares, the number of shares, let's say 200 shares to buy. And then you go and you see the stock, you see 200 shares, and then you want to buy, you click submit, but it becomes open. It did not. The reason for that, not filled, is that sometimes the ask change very quick. Let's say in 1 second before you just submit, the ask is $20.02. Now, these 2 cents and your limit is $20.01. This is what you say limit, because some people, they don't understand the order itself. Now, limit, what does it mean? It means you ask the broker to give you this price that you see, which is ask $20.01, or less. It means $20.01 or $20 only. Okay, not 1 cent. Or you can go down with like $19.99 or something like that. Now, if it is not filled, it means there is a problem with the ask. Whenever you submit an order and you see that it is not filled yet, it is open, it means there is a problem with your ask. Try to check the ask. Is it the same or it has changed? If it has changed in 2002 or 3 or 4, understand that your limit, you should change the ask price from $20.01. You change it to $20.02 or 3 in order to get filled. Okay, so this is the first situation. Now, second situation is partially filled. Now, what does it mean, partially filled? Partially filled, now when you hit submit, okay, so the ask is $20.01. Now, you get, for example, 100 with $20.01, and then the other 100, what is left, The price has changed to $20.02. It has changed between this and this. It could be less than a second, but you get this, the first order, the first half, and this you didn't get because the price has changed. So you get just little. Now this is A. Now B, sometimes the volume is so low. Volume low. What does it mean, volume low? Let's say you have 500 shares in this stock. Volume 500 shares only. It means it is very, very, very low. This stock is like haunted. No one goes to this stock, but you find it and you like it and you want to buy it. Okay? Sometimes because of this, you get partially filled. You don't get what you want because understand that market makers, they have what you call buyers and sellers. Okay? Buyers and sellers. So the market makers, they match both. They match buyers with sellers and with what they offer. Okay, let's say this have $5,000 and this buyer wants only 50 shares. So they try to match each buyers with the seller with the same exact shares. Okay, now the volume is low, so try to be careful when you have a stock that the volume is very low. Understand that you don't get the order filled. Now, number 3 that we can speak about is when you want to sell here. Okay, here 1 and 2 here we speak about buying. Here we speak about buying. Now 3 we are speaking about selling. Okay, so let's say if you put, for example, stop. Let's say it is a stop loss, and your stop is 1901. Okay. Now, if your stop is 1901 and you have, let's say, 3,000 shares to sell, okay, if the stock is going down so fast because there are a lot of sellers or short sellers, there are a lot of sellers, the stock, when it reaches 1901, it will become what we call market order. Now, market order, it gives you any price that it is in the market. And since you, for example, you have 3,000, you have a lot of shares, sometimes you get filled like this. I just give you an example. Maybe you have seen it in your your account. Let's say you want to sell 3,000 shares at 1901. So let's say you get 1901. Let's say you get 1,000. Just an example. 1,000 shares. Now, then you find another 1,000 at 1900. Then, for example, 1895, you find the other 1,000. So why do you get a lot of prices, and you want this? You want the best. You want just, it reaches 1901, you sell. But you get 3, 1901, $19, and 1895. So this is because there is a pressure in the market, and the stock will be going so fast down. And understand that it is not only you who has $3,000. You will find maybe 20,000 shares are sold also in these minutes that you put 1901. So all this will come together, and the first is getting the first surprise, and so on. Okay, so these are some of the problems of that your order is not filled or partially filled, or sometimes it is filled. So like here, sold, like it is filled, but the problem is that you are not getting the price that you want, which is 1901, and you get other bad prices. Okay, so these are about the orders, and if they are not filled, please, if you have, someone told me, for example, that he wants to sell, let's say 1,000 shares, and he told me that the broker is dividing this 1,000 into 2 or 3 or 4, and each time he charges him with commission. I say to him, no. The common thing is that when all your shares are sold, although they have different prices, but it is one thing. It is not many things. It will be many things if you sell, let's say you sell some shares now, and after half an hour you sell other shares. Yes, it will be another transaction. But if it is the same transaction, you should get charged only once. If you are charged 2 times or 3 times, you should call your broker and see what is the problem. Because I know that a lot of people of you guys, when you are trading, you forgot to look at your history, trading history. Try to see what you have done and what you got, and always check, because sometimes there are mistakes or some whatever mistakes, and you forget about this. Okay, because you don't see, and this is always something bad. So if you find a broker that you don't like, and you begin to see other fees that you don't like, it's high time to change. Okay, I know it looks like something like boring to find another broker and to stop trading, to take your money, and it will take you time, but it's okay. Okay, it's okay. It's better than to stay with a broker that you have problems with. So you should be with a broker that you have no problem. When you call, they will speak to you, not just emails or chat. Or no, you should call, because sometimes something that needs a calling, it needs to speak with a human. Okay, so because most of the customer service right now, it's very hard. Maybe it's a machine that it is speaking to you and you don't know. So it should be human. At least you can understand better. Okay, so thank you very much. Please share my video and subscribe to my channel if you don't, and see you next time.